You have fought bravely, brother. But it is my duty to send you to the great beyond. Forgive me, brother. Forgive me.
FlyKnight, guys. I'm telling you, it is such an experience that you're missing out on. If you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. It has such awesome RuneScape and chivalry medieval warfare vibes that just makes gameplay so fun, yet the graphics kind of pulling you in and excited to explore this little world. It's got this limb dismemberment kind of unique playability. You're fighting insects, so you take off a couple arms or whatever, and it just makes it so fun. The RPG kind of element in it is just perfect. You can play your style of character, or I should say fly. I just love this game. It's small but full of so much. And this is saying something because I 100%ed it. I had 100%, and it's not too hard. It is just a perfect story RPG and just the right amount of challenging to keep you enjoying it. I beat the game in 4 hours. It's not huge. It's what you need. It's what you need. You need FlyKnight. Give it a try. Let's dive more into the details and then give you a quick rundown on how to play it. FlyKnight is a RPG storytelling experience, and it's an experience. FlyKnight released on Steam January 31st, 2025. Developed and published by Wubbaboy, which I should add is he's got a pretty dope little profile. For being a single developer and working on this game, he did a great job. It was created on the Unreal 4 engine, and you can try it out on Steam. I got it to work on my Steam Deck pretty well, so if you want to have a little RPG little experience on your Steam Deck, this is a great one. You can bring other fellow flies in the mix, up to 4 players on this, and this is not load bearing. It's a small game. You don't need all the crazy graphics cards out there. He's got you covered. Just sit back and enjoy. This game comes out to a whopping $5.99. Don't even look. Just get it. Try it. Try this game out, dude. I'm telling you, it's worth. Games like these need to exist more. That's what I'm saying. Games like these. Where you at? So you're hearing all this positive things. I'm telling you to get this game, but you haven't really seen much of the gameplay yet. So let's dive into this. Let's show you the ropes. Let's get you going. I want to keep it a little bit of a surprise for you guys, so I'm not going to show too much. Just the first kind of the ropes, kind of items and different ways to use them. Without further ado, let's fly into it. So first things first, let's set up a new game. We're going to launch into the character creator. And what knight doesn't have a surname? I just want to say that. You gotta put Sir in front of it. You can choose from a few different head styles. The body kind of morphs, mostly just the chest. Nice little slider action there. You'll have your HSV. This stands for hue, saturation, and value. So H is going to be kind of your color itself. Saturation is kind of more in the intensity or vibrancy of that color, and then value is the brightness or darkness of that color. And then coming back, you'll see this beautiful little animation of your tutorial world that you dive into. Also, do you like that little little fight scene intro? That's fun, huh? So right off the bat, in the top left corner here, you have your health bar. And there's a little icon of you, and whatever action you're doing is going to be in there. You have your stamina, and then your mana. These two bars, yellow and blue. Yellow for stamina, blue for mana. Anytime you see these glowing icons, these glowing yellow icons, these are pickable items. Sometimes enemies drop them. Most of items are going to be in chests that are scattered throughout the world. Inventory is kind of set up, honestly, pretty simple. On the far right, you have your armor, and then the top section is kind of your weapons and armaments. And the left is kind of just your inventory. You'll have your fish. We'll go over the fish in a little bit. There's only one fishing rod, your rings, your spells, and then there's only one type of health potion. So another a little silly thing. Maybe he planned on expanding. I don't know. And to be fair, there might be more items. I played through this about 1.5 times, so I haven't encountered anything that's new about those. Your physical resistance, magic resistance, and weight. Now, physical resistance is obviously like how much damage you're going to not take because of your resistance, right? Your magic resistance does the same thing, but with things that are not a physical object. Weight, the lower weight you have, the faster movement and stamina regeneration. More weight, depending on what you're wearing, will kind of make you slower and sluggish in combat, but apply more of that resistance that you're looking for. If I don't cover anything, be sure to check these little blue summoning scenarios in the first tutorial level. We'll explain more of the controls. Attacking is pretty simple. You'll see that I'm bonking these guys. Melee combat is honestly probably the more interesting things in this, and that's probably what we're going to spend most of this video kind of talking about. There are a lot of different weapon types in FlyKnight, but what we'll do is we'll just kind of go over how to read the stats so you can find your own weapons that you kind of want to use. Reading these kind of stats goes as damage type. These can range from slash to stab, and all the fun little types. I don't really know if they have a difference or if they affect the gameplay differently, but they will affect kind of the attack direction you use. And then power, your attack speed, so 1 attack per second. They could range. It kind of looks like laps. It's not laps. I thought it was laps. Stamina, how much stamina it's going to use to use your attack. The range of that. I'm not really sure what the distance it's measured in, to be honest with you. But, I mean, the higher the number, the farther the range. So spears will probably have a higher range than your sword. And then the attack direction. So the attack direction is kind of the larger point. Leaning in that direction, or your last movement in that direction, is going to change to that attack direction. Some attack directions kind of have a different effect, or like a stabbing or poking, rather than a slash. Additionally, with this combat style, pay attention to the hue of body parts. The darker the color is, the more damaged and weathered it is. So, for example, taking down an enemy's arm, the darker it gets, it falls off. And you might be thinking, you're like, oh, just cut the head off the enemy. These are bugs. They can live without heads for quite some time. They'll do damage over time, but just something to be cautious of. You can have 2 spells equipped at the same time, but just be sure to check their mana cost and weight. Some spells do have a weight to them, which is a little odd, but they'll slow you down if you use them, so just be cautious of that. Rings are kind of a smaller subject. They're essentially just equipable passives that have, whether preventing taking damage from allies, or some regeneration over time, mana, or stamina regeneration speed. In fishing, make sure you talk to the fisher bug. He's gonna give you kind of the lowdown of fishing. Fishing is the only kind of consumable item thing in this game. They give you certain buffs depending on the fish. I'm not going to list all the fish just because they're a part of the journey is kind of exploring and finding the different types, but just know that there's some fish that have the health generation or stamina generation or mana generation, speed, attack speed. There's just tons of different types of fish, and you'll have to check the waters. I will just add that there's usually a golden kind of words on a sign that kind of tell you that there's a pond nearby, so be sure to keep an eye out for those. And lastly, I'm just going to add, exploration is really key. There's tons of items in chests that are hidden in nooks and crannies. There's some enemies that are harder types that are guarding more valuable items. If you can defeat those, then you get those cool items you're looking for. Just enjoy and check out all the little parts that FlyKnight has to offer. And that's pretty much FlyKnight. But for the most part, I love just everything about this game. I'm gonna have to give this game probably an 8 out of 10. Honestly, it was such a fun playthrough. Pros, I love the gameplay. That music, it just is that RuneScape music, and I love it. I love all this, the graphics of this, the feeling that I feel like a first-person RuneScape game should be is this. That this is what they should do. The only reason why I'm not giving it that just 2 extra is just because I just wish there was more. Like, honestly, and I hope that there's like a DLC. I would buy that DLC. Wubba Boy, please make a DLC. Make another little campaign, 4 levels, please. Like, it was just so good. I will spend another $5 if I have to, and that's what I appreciate too. Mad shout out for the cheap price to such an amazing experience. You did well on that. You did well. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you watching my videos. Like and subscribe for more. There's plenty of other content I have covering a wide variety of games. Check us out on Thursdays and Sundays where we try out some of these games and play the finals. I'm a huge finals player on Thursdays. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you survive your first dungeon delve in FlyKnight.
Check this out!